So now we have fetched the data from the server, but it does not solve our purpose as we need to show the data on the page. Let's begin with the user's data. First of all, when this button is clicked, the fetch users does have the data in the JSON object. Now because we want to show, we need to render the data. That means we will be taking the state. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say const, I'll say users, and also the set users, which is the setter function, equals to use state, and that will import the use state as well. And this I'm going to take as an array. Now this we need to update, this users state we need to update with the JSON data. So now the next thing is here I'm going to put curly brackets and I'm going to bring this console log down. And after that, even I can comment this console log as it's not needed now. Now I'm going to say set users and JSON. That's it. So now we have the state called users with the JSON data which is being fetched by this fetch function. The next thing we need to show it. At the moment I am not creating a separate component. I'm going to directly write the code. So after this button I'm going to write some JavaScript code. So I'll open the curly bracket. I'll press enter. Now I'm going to loop through the users object. So I'll say users.map. And here I will say user, individual user will be passed, comma index. And then I'm going to return the JSX. So I'll say division. And let me display all the values here. So I'll say h3 name colon. Now let me go back to the JSON placeholder. You see that the user's data has ID, name, username, email fields. So I'm going to write here user.name. Next is user.username. And I'll say email colon user.email. So now this should show the data on the page, though it will not be very attractive form. But let me just save this and let's check the output. Now let me just click on this users button. So now you see that we have all users, that is all 10 records displayed. This is just a way to fetch the data and show it. We need to have the state if we want that the data should be rendered. Now the next thing is when I click on to-dos, then I need to show the to-dos data. Not only that, displaying the data here is not a very correct way. Instead, we should have the users component and we should have the to-dos component. And when the to-dos is clicked, the user data should not be there. So there will be some conditional rendering as well. First thing, we are going to implement the components and then we will try the conditional rendering as we proceed further in this section. The relative question, a question or a kind of exercise is that you have to fetch the data. So how will you display the fetched data from the server? So when it comes to displaying, the only thing you have to take care is you do take the state, because unless you have the state, the data won't be rendered. So on every new data being fetched, it is automatically rendered because you have taken it as state. There is more to this exercise. There is more to this question that I will keep on adding as we proceed further with new lectures in the same section.